So if you're a skinnier guy who wants to build more muscle, if you didn't already know, a big part of that is going to come down to your diet. Now there's a lot of information out there which can get really confusing about like what diet to stick to, how to eat, how to, stick to it and whatever. But I'm just going to give you like the rundown of pretty much what I do and what's been able to help me to, get the amount of muscle and like the physique that I have right now. In case you don't know who I am, I'm Neal. I've made the transformation from being like a really skinny guy who girls weren't really attracted to and guys would kind of pick on, to now getting way more attraction from women than I know what to do with, and guys are way more respectful. Now, if you want to gain more muscle as a skinnier guy, you're going to need to focus on your diet, and like there's a few like big parts of this. First is like when it comes down to the debate of the clean versus the dirty bulk. If you don't know what this is, pretty much dirty bulking is when you're eating a lot of junk foods and like processed, sugary, artificial sweeteners, stuff like that. Pretty much just like artificial foods. And clean, like a clean diet, a clean bulk is when you're eating like, clean, less processed things like chicken, rice, eggs, whatever. The thing is, when you are on a dirty bulk, you can definitely make a lot of gains. You can definitely make the physique that you want. But the thing is it comes with a lot of problems that really just aren't worth it. Not even like in the short term, but also like not even in the long term. When you're on a dirty bulk, and I've been on it personally for a little while, and I just knew it wasn't for me. You're going to have a lot lower levels of energy. You're damaging your mitochondria cells, which is pretty much what you need to stay alive, and just going to have less energy. You're going to decrease your lifespan. You're going to have all these like skin problems and like be more prone to disease and all this stuff. And it's just really not worth it, because what's the point in building a physique if you can't even enjoy it? Like if you don't have the health to enjoy life, like I just don't think that's worth sacrificing. Now, alternatively, you can be on a clean bulk. You can still make a lot of gains with them. Like being on a clean bulk, it is a little bit harder, I'm not going to lie, because it's just not as, like food is more satiating. It's harder to eat as much, but once you get used to it, I mean, you can definitely make a lot more progress. You'll still have a lot more energy. You're going to like have a lot, like really good health. You're not going to have all of these skin problems and like all those sorts of things. So definitely, if you can, if like you're kind of debating whether you should be on a clean or a dirty bulk, definitely choose a clean route. Long term and in the short term, you're going to thank yourself. Now, if you want to build muscle as a skinny guy, you're going to have to be on what's called a calorie surplus. This is pretty much eating more calories than it takes for you to maintain your current weight. So what I used to do is I just kind of use my intuition. I was just saying, okay, I'm just going to eat past the point where I feel full. But the thing is, when I wasn't actually measuring how many calories I was eating, like I wasn't even aware of it. I wasn't eating as much food as I like actually had to be doing. So a big thing that'll help you if you're not already tracking your calories is download this free app called MyFitnessPal. It's available on the iPhone or Android. Pretty much, you're just going to track, like before you eat a meal, you're just going to track the things that you're eating. So say you're eating spaghetti or chicken, rice, or a steak, whatever it is, you just put it into this thing, and it's going to automatically calculate the amount of calories that you're intaking. Pretty much when you do this, it takes like a lot of the guesswork out of it, and so objectively, like with data, if you're actually eating enough calories or not. Also, you want to be on a macro split of about 50% carbs, 30% fats, and 20% proteins. Pretty much this is just it's just like the optimal way to like have the energy to fuel your workouts and like to actually get in the protein that you need. A lot of your carbs are going to come from things like oatmeal, rice, wheat, bread. Your fats will come from a lot of meats, or a lot of things like meats, nuts, and eggs. And your protein is going to come like probably from the same sources: meats, nuts, and eggs. You want to eat the majority of your carbs before your workout, because I've noticed that when you're just like eating carbs like throughout the day, you'll probably like be a lot more bloated and like have a little bit lower levels of energy. A lot of people don't know this, but a lot of people are just sensitive to carbs, and they'll like start bloating when they eat a lot of carbohydrates. So if you can, just eat your carbs closer to the time that you're going to be working out. Now, you may have heard of like the keto diet or carnivore diet. This is pretty much where you don't eat any carbs. And the thing is, you can gain and like make muscle like on these diets, but the thing is it's just a lot slower. When you have carbs in your system, it fuels your workouts. It like makes it so you're able to like do these harder workouts, build more muscle. You can be on like the keto or carnivore diet or whatever other diet that doesn't include carbs, but it just makes it a lot slower in my opinion. So yeah, there's that. Another thing that you want to do, just like to stick to your diet more consistently and make sure you're consistently like eating the calories, hitting your macros or whatever, is to do what's called meal prep. Essentially, when you prepare in advance like the meals that you're going to eat, it makes it so you don't have to spend all this time cooking or like finding out, okay, where's my next meal going to be? Like, am I going to actually hit my macros or like all of that other stuff? Just like cook everything in advance, like the week before, put it in the freezer or the fridge. And then like, once you're ready to eat, just microwave it or put it in the fridge. It just takes a lot of the guesswork out. It makes it so you're not constantly scrambling around, constantly spending all of your time cooking. It just makes things way more easier. I personally used to do this when I was at home, but now I don't have to do it because I pretty much get my food other ways. So, but you know, if you do have to cook your own meals and you don't have someone else making your meals for you, definitely do meal prep, do it in a week in advance. Do it on like a Sunday or a Saturday when you have like the free time to do it. Makes things a lot easier. Now, if you're on a clean diet, what you want to do is to space out, or like not space out, but pretty much constrict your time eating window in an 8-hour window. This is what's going to put you on what's called intermittent fasting. Now, I know this may sound weird, like intermittent fasting when you're trying to bulk, like why would you be fasting when you're trying to bulk up and like gain more weight? But the thing is, specifically when you're on a clean bulk, you need to give your body the time to produce this hormone called ghrelin. If you don't know what ghrelin is, it's pretty much like this growth hormone. It essentially just tells your body like, hey, I'm hungry. So if you wait about 16 hours, like say 8 hours sleeping, 8 hours being awake, it gives your body that time to produce ghrelin, which makes you more hungry. When you become more hungry, you're able to have a larger appetite and to eat more foods. It really helps you to get down like all of those, all the food, as opposed to like eating all throughout the day, and you just don't give your body that time to like build up that appetite essentially. And some people might be thinking in their heads like, well, I know a lot of people who can like just eat throughout the day and like completely, or like have that appetite and like keep eating or whatever. But the thing is, more than likely, God, this